developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
Are you tired of the same old entertainment options? How about something that's truly fun for both kids and adults? Nebraska Knockerball, the new place to go for your private and corporate parties. Step inside one of their inflatable spears and let out stress in a healthy form of exercise. Or try the human foosball, foot darts, yard pong, giant beer pong, basketball Connect 4, and much more. Nebraska Knockerball, specializing in physical, engaging fun. Call Nebraska Knockerball today at 402-460-8724 to learn more or book a reservation now.
We have 2 boys, so we needed more space. We lived in a townhouse, so we decided to build.
Casey Bowman and her husband Joe built their first home with us. This is Bob Benish of Aspen Builders. Working with the Bowmans was fantastic.
After the first meeting, we really liked them as people.
I was really skeptical about the whole building process, more so than Joe was. But they explained everything before it happened. If there were problems or issues along the way, they called and explained everything. They just really helped ease my mind.
They were really good about giving us options as far as what fit in the budget, what didn't fit in the budget. They have a designer, Rachel.
She was amazing. She was very helpful in making sure that our house turned out good. I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change the lot. I wouldn't change colors. I love everything about it. Everything. It's perfect for us.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
The next generation of Huskers starts now. Join the official Kids Club of Nebraska Athletics today to score access to select home games, a discount at the team store, and endless Husker spirit. The free JV team gets you started with a game credential. Upgrade to the $35 Lil Huskers membership for a welcome box and VIP Lil Huskers experiences. Fuel your Husker spirit. Join the Kids Club today at huskers.com/kidsclub. Go Big Red.
Electrical Enterprises in Roca reminds you, the men and women of our military dedicate themselves to serving our country. Their commitment and courage keep our country safe and strong. Let us honor those who've lost their lives in the line of duty and salute those serving today. This from Electrical Enterprises in Roca. For all your residential and commercial electrical construction needs, call 402-438-5822. Saluting our troops and veterans. God bless America.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown. 45 yards.
And return specialist.
This time he beats the kicker and one more.
DeMornay Pierson-El.
Not only does the sideline have confidence in Pierson-El, but Pierson-El has confidence in Pierson-El.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome into the Don't Punt Hour. Once again, Harrison Arms on the ones and twos. As always, come ticket weeknights. If you guys want to join the show, feel free to do so through the Sarter Heyman text line. No Royals tonight, so we're on the airwaves all night long. 402-464-5685. Like I said, feel free to join in. If you want to put a face to the voice, Facebook, YouTube. We are still having some problems with Twitter, but hopefully that should be back up for you guys. But Allo, channel 961. Still up for it. And again, you can always use YouTube if you don't have that Twitter available to you. But nonetheless, let's bring them in on the Allo VIP line where they understand the importance of exceptional service with a local heart. DeMornay Pierson-El, how's it going on this heater of a Monday?
It's going good. Not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad until you go outside. Shout out to everybody who's got blue collar work who still has to work out in the heat. I think hopefully tomorrow it's starting to cool off a little bit, but yeah, definitely some smoldering heat here. Did you happen to catch USA's basketball game exhibition? Not official start of the Olympics. That doesn't start actually until next week yet. But they played Australia today. Did you happen to catch the box score for that one?
No, I didn't. What happened?
Oh, fantastic. Well, they won. Just for everyone, they can hold their breath. I don't want anybody to panic if they're driving right now. The USA did win. The problem was the final score was 98-92. And the reason I want to talk about this, I think the USA basketball will legitimately have some problems heading into this. Now, I still think they're the favorite to win out of all the teams in this. But there is a reoccurring problem that seems to sneak up on this USA national team, in particular with the basketball. Good morning, Pierson-El. What do you think the biggest pitfall is for this USA team if they are going to lose in the 2024 Paris Olympics?
I think necessarily just the function of how the team will go will be maybe one of their pitfalls. Like I said, I mean, you got all these stars and everything like that on a team and everything like that. It's not like, that 08 team where everybody knew when it came down to it, Kobe was going to take, the last shot and everything like that. Well, they don't really necessarily have that per se or that, type of mentality. I know I've seen some documentaries and stuff where, Kobe started working out earlier and it became, a competition between guys and whatnot. So I don't think they necessarily they might not have, that. You can arguably say, them shooting from the three might catch up with them. It just depends.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is the efficiency. Now, this is where Popovich, and I always go back to Popovich because he's really the guy that was the pioneer, the Columbus, if you will, in terms of the NBA, going to look elsewhere outside of U.S. borders, heading over to Europe. He starts to get some of these guys, I always mentioned it before, like the TJ Splitters, the guys that you don't really think of, but end up having long-lasting careers in the NBA. And a big part of that is when he was over there looking at it, it's such a more efficient game. In terms of field goal percentage, those European teams always have really good efficiency. Their scores aren't going to read 120 to 115 or even over the hundreds. Most of the time, they're going to be in that 80s and 90s range. And that's what you see in national play when we do get to the Olympics. And it's because they just take more times on their possession. So despite having smaller scores, they're not in the 120s. They play way smarter basketball in terms of making sure that they use as much clock as possible until they get the shot that they absolutely want. And that illustrates this with this game versus Australia. You're lucky you hit your threes today if you're the U.S. because the field goal percentage, Australia was having no problems. They almost shot 50% from the floor. 49% field goal percentage, the U.S. 45%, but the U.S. was able to make ground on it with their three-pointers. They were 41% from three. Meanwhile, Australia was only 22% from three. But that was the game right there. Like, to me, it just comes down to the efficiency and how the U.S. doesn't necessarily value each possession as much as what you're going to see some of these European teams do. Marty Pierson, I'll ask you your thoughts on that. Am I off base for thinking that way?
I get what you're saying, but I think you're missing a few things. You're kind of you may be overlooking some stuff. The USA is the USA. Mm-hmm. You have all that. That's the Premier League that these Australian guys want to get to. So every USA is going to get everybody's best shot, regardless if they're having an off day, if they're really not taking this serious or anything like that. So I get that Australia was having, a good day of shooting. But do you necessarily think that, and I'm not trying to say, that they're lazy. I'm not trying to say that they're overlooking their opponents and everything like that. But I would say that, the USA can turn it off and can turn it on. Do you honestly think that Australia got, the USA's best shot?
No. But at the same time, if you're the USA...
Again,
it's
an exhibition, and that's all I'm saying. Even with the USA not having, their best showing, they're still dominant. Now, do you think that was one of the more dominant appearances by Australia? Yeah. Do you think, that they knew that they were playing and you could send a message in a game like this? Yeah. So do you think, they came to play with their best and even still their best still wasn't good enough to beat the U.S. on a par or a little bit above par, day? So I get what you're saying, but at the end of the day, we still have the best athletes. And I'm not trying to say, we can take things easy or whatnot. I'm just saying it might have not been, okay, it's an actual, Olympics. Let's turn it up a notch. Let's not play around at any point in time or whatnot. I don't think, the USA put their best foot forward. And that may have been why the game has been close, but the USA is always going to get everybody's best shot, regardless if it's an exhibition game or, once the game starts. So I think you have to kind of put that in to that before you can kind of judge, them holistically.
Yeah, and I think that's fair. Now, I'll agree with you. Like, if we're going to put money, which I'm not, it's still legal here unless I'm down there at Warhorse Casino, on USA basketball to go ahead and win it, that is the smart move. In no world do I think USA basketball should not be the favorite to win 2024 Paris Olympics. But the thing that does bother me, I don't care if it's an exhibition game, especially if we're looking at FIBA. And if you want a rude awakening, you can go back to 2004 when you guys won bronze. I don't think the USA basketball is in this, untouchable position anymore to where if Australia wants to really test themselves in an exhibition game, the USA, you guys need to be able to turn the switch on too. I don't think this is no longer such a dominant program compared to everybody else that we can decide when and when not to take it seriously. And I think that exhibition game, take it seriously. If Australia is going to push it tooth and nail like that, and you're going to let them get up to that high at 92, make it a 6-point game when you have Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Jason Tatum, Steph Curry, Anthony Edwards. I mean, at some point, that is unacceptable. I don't care if you're even coasting in the slightest. Like, if you are supposed to be this dominant super team coming into this, I don't like the idea of just kind of not giving your best effort simply because it's an exhibition game, because you do need to tune up. I mean, it was 2004, you got a bronze. You've escaped with some gold medals in the Olympics, but FIBA, you haven't nearly been as productive. You have been slipping there. In fact, the last one, you don't even get bronze. I believe you get fourth, just left out of it. So that's where I'm at. I just don't think this team, DeMaurice Pierson-El, can be heading into these things with like any sort of lack of focus.
So I got a question.
All right.
Typically, with these other teams and whatnot, would you say they kind of know, their counterparts and teammates, or they've played around or have a genuine chemistry built with, the other players on their respective national team?
Absolutely.
Okay, so they've been, playing with each other for a longer period of time. How many of these USA superstars actually play together on a team? It takes time to build chemistry. It takes time to understand and work things out and whatnot. And I think that's what the exhibition games are. So I'm not saying that, the USA took things lightly or whatnot, but they're playing teams who've been playing with these guys for years. They understand things. They know, the team chemistry already. There's no, curve to, okay, how is this going to work or how is it going to look? They already know because they've been playing in the leagues that they've been playing in over there, or, growing up or knowing them and everything like that, versus, maybe the USA guys have been together for 4 weeks, 5 weeks, maybe 3 weeks.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's not even been 5 weeks yet. So yeah, I think we're sitting at 4.
It's a short period of time. You have a whole lot of guys who are used to being the guy or being, having a priority role, to where now you got all priority role type guys on one floor. And I think it takes time to understand, okay, well, what's my role necessarily on this, because it's not the typical role I'm with, versus with these other teams. They've been playing for 2-3 years together. They know, how that guy works on a wing or whatnot, or coming straight up. And I think that's why you see the tempo and the speed over there, because it like they've been playing in these other leagues already together. They have chemistry, or they've been playing against, the dude that might be on, their national team now for a while or whatnot, but you would still at least know him to a certain extent, and they can kind of work a little bit more, versus like, you pulling all NBA superstars who probably don't work out with each other majority of the time, other than, being here at this particular time of things. They're their own superstars in their own right. So I think you have to give it a little bit of time and let, them figure it out. Okay, well, what's the role? We've seen, when the 08 team, Jimmy Butler, Carlos Boozer, the defense, Kawhi, the defense was heavy. That was their part of stuff. Could they offensively score? Yes. Did they really have to? No, because that wasn't necessarily their role. So I think you kind of got to give them just a little bit. And I get what you're saying with speeding it up or, don't make it so close and everything like that, which I agree with. But, sometimes it takes time to iron things out. You can't just toss, the best superstars in the world and think, it's just going to come together like magic. I mean, if that was the case, then any team built across America in any sport, you should be able to figure, each other out within a day and everybody would be, the best team. And it don't work like that. So I think you kind of got to give them a little bit more time to figure some stuff out.
I'm going to double down. Speed it up. I don't. 98 to 96. You guys weren't playing Canada. You weren't playing France. You're playing Australia. Now, nothing against Australia, but this isn't the one I thought would be super close. And, yes, I get what you're saying. It is going to take some time. I'm not expecting this team to be super clean and perfect and polished, but 98 to 92 is still way too close for comfort. And if you look at Australia's roster and who really did damage, it's not even guys in the league. Again, it's this unselfish style of basketball, which is what I'm really hinting at, that allows these quote-unquote non-NBA talent to do some serious damage. And that's why just about any one of these teams has the possibility to catch the U.S. by surprise. Now, I have to keep saying this because it sounds like I'm just anti-USA basketball. I still think they're going to win it, but it does worry you when you do see some of these scores, because if we just go through Australia, Dyson Daniels with 20 minutes, he was able to put up 14 points. Their other starter, Nick Kay, puts up 7. Jock Landale puts up 20.
But that's their combine. That's their film to show some of these other NBA teams, like, look, I can do this on a national level, get your superstars. Give me a chance over in the NBA. This is their audition. So, of course, they're swinging like Rocky and everything like that, because that's their final, match. That's their payday. If I do good here and everything like that, maybe I can get invited to a summer camp, or maybe I can get invited to, a team or something like that. So it's like, I think you have to put that in there. It's like, I get what you're saying, but like I said, teams are always going to bring their best shot against the NBA, the USA, because of where they already are. And if I show you on a world level and a national level that, your superstars, I can hang with them and whatnot, well, after this is over, maybe I might get, the chance to come over there and try out with a team.
You're not wrong, because I'd have to figure out what Dyson Daniels' background, if he's like an older Australian player. It feels familiar. It feels like I'm just missing his history. But, yeah, he goes 6 for 8, 75% shooting. Really, 5 for 6 from the 2-point line, 1 for 2 on the 3-point line. Overall, great game. 14 points, but, again, just highly efficient. What is interesting, though, you look at the NBA guys. Josh Giddey, the only one that really stuck out of having a solid performance. You look at Patty Mills, not a great night, 2 for 8. Joe Ingles, to your point, he only got 3 minutes. That's a guy that I think he's been in the NBA forever. Some of these other guys get a good run for him. Matthew Dellavedova, if you forget, the Australian, he's still out there. 4 minutes, didn't get a whole lot of run out there. But I do think it's something to consider. Do you see any team that does legitimately pose a threat to U.S. basketball, or do you think it's not close? France. Because of the Twin Towers, I'm assuming.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you got that. That's a problem, a situation you want to work out.
Yeah. Do you think? Go ahead.
No, I mean that's not an easy task. I mean, they've looked dominant in what they were supposed to be, doing. They're defensive guys. They're blocking rebounds and easy buckets around the basket.
Yeah, I don't. The matchups that make that team weak. Obviously, your best bet is to stretch them out, but Victor, not a bad perimeter guy. I mean, for as long as he is, he's pretty good on his feet, and just coordination wise, doesn't necessarily look like Taco Fall when you're looking at coordination. He looks different.
Side note, I got a question. How many minutes did LeBron play in this exhibition game? How many points did he have?
Let me pull it up for you. LeBron James, 21 minutes, 3 for 8, 10 points.
Okay, so do you think necessarily this is more of a chance that the U.S. may be getting the younger guys or the people that haven't necessarily been in that style to get them to introduce to understand, the game a little bit more so they are not, unfamiliar with it? Half of the guys have kind of been on this team and been in that situation necessarily before. And I get they might have done, the 18U or 19U, but this is completely different. These are different stakes. So do you really think, you were that Argentina got the number one, like I said, the best shot of Team USA? No, they didn't. So it's like I didn't expect LeBron to play 35, 40 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like 20, 21 minutes. Like, all right, he might have had 4 or 5 minutes in each quarter, and you're done. Or he might have had 7 minutes or whatever through 3 quarters and didn't play the whole 4th quarter. So I'm like, I get what you're saying, but I don't think we've seen the best shot that the Team USA has. They also it's a marathon. It ain't a sprint. You know what I'm saying? So why would you necessarily gas out your NBA stars coming off of an NBA season, regardless of where they are or whatnot? It was a long season. They played 82 games or whatever, a season or whatnot, plus playoffs. People, dealing with injuries, soreness, and body just being tired. So do you think he necessarily going to put the best team out there and run them in the ground for an exhibition game? No.
I think minutes wise, you're pretty close to what you would put out there, though. Like, that's my other point. Australia, it also wasn't, you didn't see people in Australia playing 40 minutes either. It was pretty tune up for both sides, but the one side still was like, that's where I'm kind of getting at, is still wasn't very close in terms, or it was way too close, because it felt like both sides were kind of getting to that tune up. And this is somewhat of the lineup you're going to see heading into this thing. Tatum, 21, LeBron 21, Embiid 16, Edwards. Actually, Edwards, Steve Kerr loves Edwards, and rightfully so. He's the guy, like, he's actually going to try to push Edwards to really lead this team in some stretches. He was 5 for 11, got the most minutes out of anybody with 27, and Steph Curry 21 minutes. So those are your starters, and those guys got more time than anybody else. Everybody else got 18 minutes. So that is the part where it's exhibition, just making sure everybody gets a run. But they aren't just playing the guys that don't think they're going to need. So this is somewhat getting in preparation to try and go and win this thing, because Galloway didn't get minutes. Davis didn't get minutes. Derek White obviously didn't get minutes. Kevin Durant is the other one, for obvious reasons, didn't get minutes. But my point is, this is the roster you're going to see, and they only won by 6. We can go at this for the next hour if we really want to, but I think that's probably a good place to cap things. Last thing I'll ask you, Team Canada, any threat that Team Canada might be able to beat the USA? Because they got Barrett, they got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, they got Jamal Murray as well. They've got quite a few guys that you'd be a little bit surprised when digging through the roster. And unfortunately, Zach Edey, I thought he was going to be a part of that team. He's no longer. He's just getting ready with the Memphis Grizzlies. I think that's a big loss for them. They know it. They still got Gafford in there. What do you think about Team Canada? They got a real shot to beat USA?
You would think so on paper, but something, anything can happen. Do I expect Canada to beat the USA? No, but it could be a day they go out there and they win. But am I expecting Canada to really? No, I'm not.
Yeah, that's fair. With that being said, I think we'll wrap it up on the USA basketball talk, because we can just go back and forth all day long. If you guys want to join, then 402-464-5685. Is there a team outside that you think can challenge the USA, whether it's the Twin Towers and Rudy Gobert, Victor Wembanyama in France, maybe a Serbian team, or Australia, which we just saw? You guys can chime in as well. Don't go anywhere. We'll keep it rolling. Dylan Punt Hour with Good Morning Pierson-El.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Are you tired of the same old entertainment options? How about something that's truly fun for both kids and adults? Nebraska Knockerball, the new place to go for your private and corporate parties. Step inside one of their inflatable spears and let out stress in a healthy form of exercise. Or try the human foosball, foot darts, yard pong, giant beer pong, basketball Connect 4, and much more. Nebraska Knockerball, specializing in physical, engaging fun. Call Nebraska Knockerball today at 402-460-8724 to learn more or book a reservation now.
For only $2.99 a day, LES powers life's sweetest moments and keeps all your summer treats icy cold and ready. Learn more at les.com/value.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, mainly sunny skies, and it will be very hot. We'll see an afternoon high around 101. Tonight, a slight chance of showers and storms, otherwise partly cloudy with a low around 69. And tomorrow, a slight chance of showers and storms, otherwise mainly sunny with a high around 87. I'm meteorologist Kyle Hutter for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Have you been accused of a crime? Is your freedom at stake? At Liberty Law Group, we are committed to the defense of liberty for those accused. Facing the court is stressful, overwhelming, and full of uncertainty. At Liberty Law Group, we believe in treating every person with respect, compassion, and understanding. When legal troubles are keeping you up, trust Liberty Law Group to fight your battles. To learn more, call 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Prodigy Baseball Academy, Lincoln's premier baseball program, is excited to partner with the #1 national youth and high school program to offer a larger player development program with a national network for tournaments and recruiting. Prodigy Baseball has been nominated several years by the Lincoln Choice Awards for outstanding dedication to youth baseball. Come see the USA Prime Prodigy difference. For a full listing of tryouts and to learn more about USA Prime Prodigy, check them out on Facebook at Lincoln Prodigy Baseball or at lincolnprodigybaseball.com. USA Prime Prodigy is excited to announce the tryouts for the upcoming season. Prodigy Baseball is where players in Lincoln go to receive player development, a competitive tournament schedule, and incredible family atmosphere. USA Prime Prodigy will be hosting tryouts July 14th through the 16th at 6 p.m. at Optimus Sports Complex for ages 7 to 14. Jalen Wordley, Caleb Clark, and Mason McConaughey from Husker Baseball will be there to sign autographs and talk to the youth. Tryouts start on July 14th at 6 p.m. Learn more at lincolnprodigybaseball.com.
Tune in every Wednesday night from 9 to 10 p.m. for the Malone Radio Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Don't miss the opportunity to learn about the Malone Community Center's goal to eliminate multi-generational poverty in Lincoln and the surrounding area. It's the Malone Radio Show with Executive Director John Goodwin and Sports Director Mike Hunter every Wednesday night from 9 to 10 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The Electrical Workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hey, Husker Nation, Matt Davison here with 1890. It's an exciting time to be a Husker fan, and to keep that momentum going, we need your help. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics, and we're doing the same through name, image, and likeness. NIL is a unique opportunity for every Husker fan to have a direct impact on the success of our programs. Through 1890, 100% of your contribution goes to the student athletes. So go to 1890nebraska.com, choose your sport, become a member, and help the Huskers recruit and retain the best. Go Big Red.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back into the Don't Punt Hour. Once again, Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. We got the host, DeMornay Pierson-El, streaming in. If you guys want to join in, the Starter Heyman text line still open to you. That's 402-464-5685. Great way to put a face to the voice as well. But that being said, I did want to get to one headline. This is probably the most entertaining headline I've read in quite a while. If you thought Summer League was bad for Bronny James, don't worry. He did have a pretty big win. This one coming off a USA Today article. Bronny James wins Call of Duty video game tournament at Summer League. So not all bad. He does get that one under the belt. I just thought it was a bizarre headline, but with Bronny in the league, we're going to keep getting quite a few of those. DeMornay Pierson-El, where I do actually want to dive in on this segment, though, is college football. Give me the mindset of a guy getting ready for college football right now. And we'll put up the Husker background because we are right around the corner. It is July 15th already. What's the mindset like for guys getting ready for the season?
Depending on what's the mindset of the kid or where the kid is at. Freshman coming in, maybe I'll play, maybe not. We'll see. Just kind of, happy to be here, kind of understand kind of, what's going on. And versus, maybe the kid that will more than likely, will play. Things could be a little bit different. Just, the quarterback situation, it's pretty much an open spot, coming in. So, one of the freshmen will be there. So, their mindset is necessarily different. You got to put in extra work. You got to understand and be more comfortable. Both players are coming from spring ball. So, that's different. It's not, your first rodeo. You kind of got the jitters out. You done played kind of in a somewhat semi-full stadium. You understand, the plays and whatnot. You understand, what's to be expected of you, where to go. So it's not, real jittery because you just went through somewhat of a similar camp, in January, February. So anybody outside of that, preparing for, okay, if the spring, the competition battle was close, coming into fall camp, this my last chance to secure a spot, or my last chance to say why I deserve this spot and everything like that. Every day is a competition. Long days, short sleep. School is not really begin. School's kind of over, even though they had summer school and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But it's grind. It's the actual. This is what we've been preparing all off season before. You cut out your clips and newspaper, or you favorite certain motivation that the media has said and everything like that. It all comes to this, putting your best foot forward for the season. It's like the Olympics where it's the 100-yard dash, and everybody's getting into their blocks and everything like that, setting up and whatnot. And as college football starts off, that's when you hear the gun to go off, and you explode out. So this is like the kids are getting ready to gear up for stuff. So meetings, weight room stuff, you kind of already got your routine. You already know what to look for. It's your last time to really, put your stamp on why I deserve this position, or why I should be in this position, or if that person, really gets that. So I mean, it's a daily grind, and you try and change the narrative to what it was the last year for the guys that have already been through a whole off-season workout before.
And then the second part of this, how do you block out the outside noise? Because I think one thing we do really well here in Nebraska is our media coverage is insane. At the same time, again, I've never played for the University of Nebraska in any sort of athletic event, but it feels like there is a sense of you've arrived before you've even played, just because you kind of are a celebrity immediately once you sign on to be a Nebraska Cornhusker. How did you personally stay focused? And I can ask you this because you put together some very successful seasons for the Cornhuskers. What was that like for you, balancing out the just absolute excitement on all the extra noise that's not even football?
Some of it can be motivating. It motivated me. A lot of people, oh, he wasn't really the same, after the injury. Well, you can go back and check. That really wasn't giving me the ball. That's not my fault. So it's not that, it wasn't or whatnot.
I'll give you this too. Those wide receivers, I mean, talk about a deep room. You were part of that era.
So you know what I'm saying? Like it just, we had our own issues of things and whatnot. But for me, if I was a shorter receiver, I mean, the NFL was the goal. So, each year and whatnot, it had to be something that I focused on to make sure that when they turned on the film, you could see it and whatnot. The special team stuff already spoke, for itself and everything like that. But I also, didn't want to just be known, as a returner or whatnot, which helped me, later on in the league with, okay, that ability was there. I was a wide receiver that can be a returner, not a returner that can be, a receiver. So each year in and year out, just, okay, focus on not getting tackled, or, making sure that the first person that has the opportunity to tackle me doesn't tackle me. I'm under 6 foot. I could jump out the gym, so I couldn't go down easily. I wasn't a 4.3, speed and everything like that, but I had to play bigger than, what I was. So I was always just, focusing on necessarily making sure that my film looks like that. I didn't necessarily care about what the people would say and everything like that, because when you're good, they're on your side. When you're bad, it's the worst thing ever. I've seen it. I've been through it. Necessarily, not even the bad, but, oh, I got hurt. Oh, you're not the same, and this and this and that. When it's like, if you turn on the film and actually look at it, you know what I'm saying? It's not the narrative that you're playing. Maybe if you were, better at your job and, would go in things and, actually pay attention to what's going on, you would come up with better questions to ask or understand the situation better. And that will paint, a better picture versus, you just saying what was easy to get things out. So I really didn't pay attention to, the outside stuff. It was more so like, I know playing here was a stepping stone to get me to the next level. So it was more so about focusing on what I can control and not really letting, what other people say influence me emotionally to knock me off of where I want to be at.
And I got to ask, I think this might have been one of the very first questions I asked you, but since we're getting so close to the season, first time you're going through the tunnel walk for Nebraska. What is that feeling like?
Well, their tunnel walk is a little bit different. So it's like, I'm not saying is it the same thing, and I know that the tunnel walk has changed, 2 or 3 times or whatever. I get it. But still, entering that stadium and you just hear the whole, you hear it, you feel it and everything like that, but it's different as you walk into up to the gates. You got goosebumps standing on the back of your neck, and it's just like you kind of look in there. I know, especially for me playing as a freshman and everything like that, coming out the first time, was okay. Like, I really accomplished what I said I was going to do, being a Division I athlete, regardless if I played or not or whatever. Thankfully, my first receiver, my first route I scored on in college. So it was just a great day to it. And it's different seeing it versus like you actually like, walking and being a part of it. I really didn't, have any words, but it was just a dream come true because that's the first time you step on a collegiate field to be a Division I athlete and you can play. So, it was a real emotional moment for me, just like I said, because I wanted to play Division I football, and everything came true. That day when that happened.
Yeah, and that's a good point too. An extra layer to it for you because you were going to be active. Right off the bat, even just going through there. It is interesting, hearing some of the guys, I almost feel bad for them because I forget there was that COVID year. And it's just wild to think some of those guys first time running out of the tunnel, and it's like at best you're staring at cardboard. Like it was just a wild era that thankfully we're out of, and we're just full on back to college football. But it is just weird to think, Vermont's Tunnel Walks, you did have that group that just completely missed out on a lot of great stuff. I'll ask you one more question, and maybe two if we got time for it. Kind of speaking about your role, do you expect this to be a uptick in special teams for Nebraska? Just overall, I mean, there's plenty of room to go up, and that's why I got to ask the question. Whether it's kicking, I do think our blocking got better on some of the punt returns. We weren't returning it, but the blocking seemed fine. Sometimes it almost felt like we had 10 yards to go out and run. We'd fair catch it anyways. But I'll ask, does this go up, neutral, or down? How do you feel about Ed Foley and special teams for company?
I would say up. Definitely. I mean, last year you were playing things safe. Certain units, you are a lot more aggressive. They brought, kids in that flash and show, of that they can be, electrifying or, bring you some juice on that side. You win 2 out of the 3 phases of the game. Typically, you should be victorious. Special teams can be a game changer, a shift in momentum. There's time and time again, I've been a part of, returns that set up the offense or whatnot and everything like that. It has been times to where, starting our number one defense have blocked punts and returned it for touchdowns or whatnot. Those plays are sometimes you can't really, count them or there's not enough to actually, make a stat. But when it happens, it's a big outcome. So I think, if you're making, a lot of changes or if you're making, spectacular plays or, game changing plays or explosive plays on one of those sides of the ball, whether it's kicking it, punting it, catching it or whatever, you're making, a staple in that. You definitely, swing the game in your favor. So I definitely think it'll be up from what it was last year.
I think so too. The kicking is the only part I'm a little unsure of, but I do think returning kicks, punt returns, whatever it may be, on the return side, we're definitely forced hand a little bit there on who we could even trust back there. I think a lot of the times it was just in the guy's head. Let's just fair catch it, not try to turn this thing over because we've seen how special teams have gone in the past. But without dicing my words here, I really hope so because it does piss me off when it's just such an overlooked part of the game. I think about the biggest momentum shifts I can ever possibly imagine, and a majority of them happen on special teams. The iconic Auburn-Alabama game, special teams. My Chicago Bears, Hester, special teams. Huskers, DeMarne Pierson-El, thank you very much. Got a lot of great memories. The Iowa
Amir, JD's had a few. Nate has, like I said, we blocked. I think my freshman year, I think they blocked Minnesota, and Nate returned, a blocked field goal for a touchdown.
Hartzog last year against that could have been a game we should have won it. Unfortunately, on the stretch we dropped it, but Hartzog had a massive moment last year that helped Nebraska out. Last thing, how does a big special team break out? Like what has to come together to have a DeMarne Pierson-El running down the sideline, or this year, who knows, might be Isaiah Garcia-Castaneda. I couldn't tell you who's going to be back there. But what all needs to happen in those plays on a return in particular for something big to actually break out?
I think trust is a big part. Trusting that if I'm from a returner standpoint, trusting that the 10 men in front of me is going to give me a chance to at least let me get started. You know what I'm saying? At least give me a chance to catch it and make a move. And from there, I'll make you right. From the return unit in the back part, trusting that their job, my guy's not going to make the tackle, whatever's going to happen, we trust in that whoever's behind us, is going to catch it, whether that's punt return or kickoff return. So I think trust is knowing that a mentality. You have to. It sucks. Nobody wants to do it. It's just at times it can be grueling. You can be started out there and be tired and done, like, why am I on this and everything like that. But a mentality to go out there and dominate. I remember Bo had starters out there on kickoff, punt return. He threw starters out there every now and then and whatnot. They were mad and upset about it, but at the end of the day, it was for a greater cause. You had a job to do and you did it. So I think you have those two type of things, and you, regardless of whoever back there, at least if you get 10 yards on a return, that can get you in the top 5 in the country, at least top 1 in the Big Ten.
Yeah, ask Iowa how they got all their points. Great field position to start.
So I think those are, if they have those type of things and everything like that, you'll get more and more confidence, which will lead to big plays and everything like that. It didn't matter what the team was that was kicking it off and everything like that. And I've been hit on returns and still brought it back across into enemy's territory. So I think you have those two things is definitely a part of the recipe for success.
Well, let's hope the trust continues to develop with Ed Foley and everybody on that special teams crew, because I do think the blocking is getting better, but we're still kind of waiting for those big plays outside of Hartsock getting that blocked. I believe it was a punt that he blocked. Maybe it was even a field goal. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and throw it to our last break here. Dumb Punt Hour. We got the morning Pierson-El streaming in. Harrison Arns on the 1s and 2s. We'll talk to you on the other side.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Highball Bar in downtown Lincoln is open and located just north of 11th and O Street. Highball Bar offers a vibe and atmosphere like no other, making it the perfect place to grab a drink or beverage. Highball Bar features great events such as Karaoke Sunday, $4 Tito's on Mondays, Jack Daniel's specials on Wednesdays, and much more. Make Highball Bar your go-to spot after a hard day at work or on the weekend. Highball Bar, located at 122 North 11th Street in downtown Lincoln.
We have 2 boys, so we needed more space. We lived in a townhouse, so we decided to build.
Casey Bowman and her husband Joe built their first home with us. This is Bob Benish of Aspen Builders. Working with the Bowmans was fantastic.
And after the first meeting, we really liked them as people.
I was really skeptical about the whole building process, more so than Joe was. But they explained everything before it happened. If there were problems or issues along the way, they called and explained everything. They just really helped ease my mind.
They were really good about giving us options as far as what fit in the budget, what didn't fit in the budget. They have a designer, Rachel.
She was amazing. She was very helpful in making sure that our house turned out good. I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change the lot. I wouldn't change colors. I love everything about it. Everything. It's perfect for us.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Be a memory for your grandchildren. Among Nebraska adults age 65 or older, 47% report current alcohol use. Drinking too much can cause harm to children, family members, and loved ones. By drinking less, you will still be around for your grandchildren. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Whether you like fishing together or fishing to get away, for the thrill of reeling in a big one, or just going out to have a good time, on the banks of your local pond, at a bend in a river, or on one of our many lakes and reservoirs, you'll always find the perfect place to cast a line. Here, beneath Nebraska skies. Start planning your next fishing adventure today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, it's Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and maybe the biggest savings in the Midwest are happening right now at Koppel. When you buy a new GMC or Chevrolet anywhere else, you might be paying too much. But right now, we're going to give you over $10,000 off list or 1.9% APR on select new Chevrolets or GMCs. So please give us a shot before you buy anywhere else. Please stop in the dealership or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. Must trade and finance with a roof credit.
Soulful Casino in Havelock is a family-owned business providing incredible food and service that'll have you craving more with every bite. Soulful Casino offers everything from pulled pork to fried chicken, catfish, ribs, and even quesadillas. You want sides? They've got them. From fries, green beans and baked beans to collard greens, potato salad, and sweet dill corn. Stop by for lunch as they have specials Tuesday through Friday from 11 to 2 p.m. That's Soulful Casino, located in Havelock, where every bite you take fills the soul.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Ready to score big with your projects? Look no further than Edward Stone, the MVP of natural stone for over 2 decades. Edward Stone is cranking out over 30,000 square feet every week and offers a winning lineup of over 70 quality natural veneer stone selections. Their unbeatable variety and experienced team will ensure your project is a success, whether it's a home renovation or a commercial build. And hey, they're not just about stone. They've got an all-star lineup of fireplaces, cast stone, brick, and much more. Swing by one of their locations in Lincoln or Omaha today and experience the Edward Stone difference, your reliable choice for over 20 years.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives. The next generation of Huskers starts now. Join the official Kids Club of Nebraska Athletics today to score access to select home games, a discount at the team store, and endless Husker spirit. The free JV team gets you started with a game credential. Upgrade to the $35 Lil Huskers membership for a welcome box and VIP Lil Huskers experiences. Fuel your Husker spirit. Join the Kids Club today at huskers.com/kidsclub. Go Big Red.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back into the Dump Punt Hour. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. As always, if you guys want to join in, 402-464-5685. Starting hitting the text line as always. I've got a little less than 3 minutes here. Good morning, Pierson-El. I'll ask you this one. We'll be real quick and short on this segment. Nebraska football, real grass, projected 2027. Thoughts on that? How big of a deal is that? Do you care very much at all?
Thank the Lord. I think it's better. I mean, you have a product. I mean, it's dudes before them, have spoke on stuff like that. I think, it's a good investment just with what you have and whatnot. I'd rather play on grass than anything, especially when it gets cold, getting on that turf. And so, I mean, it's an all-out blessing for them there, and they're lucky to have it.
Yeah, I'm glad Nebraska to be one of the schools like, okay, let's go ahead and do this. We've talked about it ad nauseum, so I'm not going to talk about it very long. If most of the players want real grass and you have millions of dollars, don't tell me there's not enough money for real grass. It's just very easy to do. Unless you're like a Georgia Southern, I might listen to you. If you're Nebraska, if you're Michigan, well, I can't say Michigan because they done did it. But if you're a lot of those other schools with a lot of money coming in, I don't want to hear that it's going to be tough in a tough cost to make up year after year. Totally doable, and that's why Nebraska is doing it. Final question. College football 25, it's came out. Have you bought a copy, pre-order copy? Do you plan on playing it at all?
I haven't got a copy yet. But I'm 5 minutes away from doing it. But I will definitely.
Oh man, you want to come run the bar? I could be 5 minutes away from doing it too, right here. But no, I'm definitely, I'm definitely excited. I can't wait. We did have this question posed by Bella. She made a graphic, and it's quite the thought. She brought the 95. If you're going to make college football 95, that is the Nebraska team that just floored everybody. That's the one. That's a 64-21 win to start out against Oklahoma State, a 62-24 win over Florida in the Fiesta Bowl to finish it. Mix in a 73-14 win over Iowa State. I mean, that team was just, it's gross to look at the scores. You feel bad for anybody who ever had to play against them. How many championships are you winning in 10 years if you have the 95 Cornhuskers and you're playing 95 college football?
How many of them wouldn't I get would be a better question.
Right? Like you can't, there's no way you're losing. I wish they would put together
is it out of
all-time
10?
rosters.
I would say, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Like it's a cheat code. That's like having Michael Vick in 07 on Madden. Come on now.
Is there any all-time roster that could come close, do you think, beating that team? I mean, to me, that's the grand all of great teams. Like, the score spread is insane. And these aren't, small games. I mean, these are ranked opponents that they're beating up on in just brutal fashion.
The game changes, so I think you would have to deal with other stuff. Not to say, no, that they wouldn't. Would they make the game interesting? I think so, just because of how the game evolved from when they were playing to now. But I mean, you still would have to stop them. I mean, if that's the case, we will be there. The 95 Skirts would be doing what Wisconsin was doing to everybody, which is you wouldn't get the ball, and if you don't get the ball and score, it is just what it is. So there are a couple interesting teams.
LSU is always one that sticks out to me, but I think
LSU, of course.
Yeah, Terrell Farley's a monster.
One of Tebow's teams.
Mm-hmm.
Probably two of the Alabama teams. I'm missing somebody, and I just had them. I mean, I would have loved to see that 04-05 USC team go at it.
Yeah,
that would have been a clash of titans.
Trevor Lawrence with Clemson that final year too. I mean, those guys were pretty insane. Joe Burrow.
I'm trying to think. I just had it was one team that was in my head, and I'm so pissed off because, I mean, the Cam's Auburn. I just want to see what Cam would do against that.
A little high on the music there. Wrapping things up here. Go ahead, finish your thought.
So I think would be an interesting. I think Cam and them will probably still lose, but I think it'll be interesting to see what he will be able to do.
Yeah, I haven't gotten my hands on it yet, but I really do hope that there is at some point you can just play as the all-time teams, because playing as the 95 Huskers might be some of the most enjoyable activities you can do, especially just playing with those black shirts. I can't imagine how unfair it'd be to play with that defense. But we're going to wrap it up here. Speed and Power up next with the host, as always, Megan Walker. Shout out to Morning Pierson-El. On time as always. We'll do it again tomorrow.